Hello and welcome to the Antiquarian Outlook for week 16 of 2025, starting April 14th. I'm Spencer W. Stewart, Collections Advisor, author of Contemporary Issues in Rare Books and Manuscript Collecting, and host of the monthly webinar Collecting Insights. For more details on my services, publications, and programs, follow the links below. The Antiquarian Outlook is totally independent. Its producers do not hold inventory, nor do they represent any consignments or acquisitions mentioned. Links to auctions and news items can also be found below in the descriptions. And while you're there, if you want to stay up to date, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, as well as turn on your notifications. In addition to the weekly digest, our YouTube channel will occasionally produce deep dives on industry trends and contemporary collecting practices. Okay, let's get into last week's results. Starting with Tuesday, April 15th, Il Ponte had books. The sale offered 250 lots, of which 237 sold, making for a 94.8% sell-through rate. The highest price realized was for Lot 1, a lot composed of a large collection of over 300 volumes published by Adelphi. Estimates were set at 80 to 120 euros, realizing 1,000 euros. A lot that exceeded expectation was 62, Dante's The Divine Comedy, published by FMR in 2004. Estimates set here at 100 to 120 euros, realizing 600 euros. And Lot 105, a lot composed of 65 volumes dedicated to Italian literature, published by Riccardi, as well as other publications. Estimates were set at 20 to 30 euros, realizing 400 euros. Still with Tuesday, Ader had the Clerge Collection, Part 3, an online sale of photography books dedicated to Lucien Clerge. There were 171 lots offered, of which 144 sold, making for an 84.2% sell-through rate. Lucien Clerge was a French photographer. He was also the chairman of the Academy of Fine Arts in Paris. Lot 27 exceeded expectation. Henri Cartier-Bresson's L'Image à la Sauvée, published in 1952, inscribed by Bresson, estimates set at 600 to 800 euros, realizing 3,000 euros. A buy-in of note, Lot 80, a monograph of Robert Heineken, also inscribed to the owner, estimates set at 200 to 300 euros. A lot that exceeded expectation was 102, Jacques-Henri Lartigue's The Photographs of J.H. Lartigue, published in 1966, also inscribed to Lucien Clerge. Estimates set at 300 to 500 euros, realizing 1,250 euros. Hansons had the Harry Potter auction, uncorrected proofs, first editions, signed books, and illustrations. It was a small sale of 23 lots, of which 19 sold, making for an 82.6% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for Lot 1, an uncorrected proof of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, predating the first published edition. Estimates were set at 10,000 to 20,000 pounds, realizing 13,000 pounds. A buy-in of note, Lot 10, an illustrated, signed, and inscribed dust jacket, consisting of a huge array of cast members from the Harry Potter films. Estimates set at 20,000 to 30,000 pounds. Most of the lots featured in this small sale stayed within the range. There was nothing that really exceeded expectation on the day. Still with Hansons to finish off Tuesday, April 15th, they had their April library sale to include counterculture and underground publishing. There were 187 lots offered, of which 126 sold, making for a 67.3% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for Lot 62, an archive from the Mayor and Mayoress of Sheffield, dated 1940 to 41, including a variety of different autographs as well as photographs connected to Winston Churchill, as well as other important figures of the period. Estimates were set at 1,500 to 2,500 pounds, realizing 4,300 pounds. A non-book or ephemera item of note that bought in on the day, Lot 63, a large Maltese terrestrial globe, created in the 1840s. Estimates set at 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. A notable past lot within books and ephemera, Lot 85, a first edition of The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Estimates set at 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. Two similar lots that exceeded expectation on the day, both connected to Enid Blyton, Lot 67, 5 on Kieran Island again, estimates set at 60 to 80 pounds, realizing 420. And Lot 70, 5 on a treasure island, estimates set at 40 to 60 pounds, realizing 500 pounds. On to Thursday, April 17th, PBA Galleries in the U.S. had fine literature, beats, and the counterculture. There were 505 items offered, of which 370 sold, making for a 73% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for Lot 104, a signed first edition of Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, estimates set at 10 to 15,000 US dollars, realizing 17,500 US dollars. A buy-in of note, Lot 152, relics from the original Western Flyer from the collection of Dennis Fry, connected to John Steinbeck. Dates for this material were from between 1920 to 1937, and estimates were set at 60 to 90,000 US dollars. Another notable past lot, Lot 47, an 11-issue run of X-Ray magazine, including ephemera, dates of publication from 1993 to 2004. Estimates were set at 5,000 to 8,000 US dollars. A lot that exceeded expectation, Lot 440, a poster for a jazz poetry trio event with Jack Kerouac, dated 1957. Estimates were set at 200 to 300 US dollars, realizing just over 4,000 US dollars. And Lot 227, a signed first edition of William Gibson's Neuromancer from 1986. Estimates were set at 300 to 500 US dollars, realizing 2,000 US dollars. Still with Thursday, Pierre Berge and Associates had books, manuscripts, and autographs. There were 239 lots offered, of which 238 sold, making for a 99.5% sell-through rate. Lot 28 realized the highest price on the day, handwritten leaves from the 12th century from a treatise on medicinal herbs with drawings and properties attached to the plant. Estimates were set at 300 to 400 euros, realizing 14,950 euros. The only past lot in this sale was Lot 326, a decree relating to the funeral of Marat, dated 1793. Estimates were set at 100 to 150 euros. A lot that exceeded expectation was 134, connected to Villiers de l'Isle Adam, his dates 1464 to 1534, the first Grand Master to settle Malta. Estimates were set at 400 to 500 euros, realizing 5,850 euros. Finishing off the week, Potter & Potter Auctions had celestial and terrestrial explorations. There were 377 lots offered, of which 330 sold, making for an 87.5% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for Lot 1, William Blight's A Voyage to the South Sea. Estimates were set at 15,000 to 20,000 US dollars, realizing 19,200 US dollars. This copy of Charles Richard Weld's The Search for Sir John Franklin exceeded expectation on the day. Estimates were set at 400 to 600 US dollars, realizing 6,000. Coming into week 17, these are a few sales we have our eye on. Monday, the 21st, Antikvariat Bryggen's Books and Autographs. Tuesday, Swann Galleries has fine books. Vermot de Pas has art books, an antique dealer's library, Chapter 1, Fine Arts in Italy. And New England Book Auctions has fine books and ephemera. Wednesday's busy with 6 sales. Baecque and Associes has ancient and modern books. University Archives has rare autographs, books, photographs, and ephemera. Ader has Judaica. Gros Delettrez has travel books and cartography. International Autograph Auctions has autograph letters, historical documents, and manuscripts, a timed auction. And in Ireland, Purcell Auctioneers has sale of the library of the late Bruce Arnold, a collection of Irish and world interest books, antiquarian books, rare, signed, and first editions. Thursday, Alda has a Greece and Levant themed sale. Forum Auctions has an online sale that concludes books and works on paper. Friday, the 25th, Fleischer's Auctions has day 1 of Historic Americana and African American history. And over the weekend, Jessica Jade Auctions has an estate sale. Addiston and Sarova has rare books, manuscripts, and ephemera. And Swarders has books, manuscripts, and maps. In the news, space is still available for next month's Collecting Insights webinar. All registrants will receive a complimentary copy of Contemporary Issues and Rare Books and Manuscript Collecting. This series is relevant no matter what period you're in your collecting practice, be it just starting out, expanding and honing in your approach, or planning the future of your collection. So be sure to follow the links in the description below, and we look forward to receiving your registration. Well, that's been the week from here. What did you think of last week's results? Was there anything that surprised you? Anything that you had your eye on? Put some comments below and we'll keep the conversation going. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if you want to stay in touch, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. All for now, and see you next week.